Hello, welcome to today's product review video. Now, a friend of mine bought this kit from Warlord Games. It's their Stonewalls kit, okay? And, you know, I never thought about getting one of these things. But he thought it was a good idea. We do need more wall terrain around here at the studio. So, let's go ahead and take a look and see, well, is this a very good kit or not? Alright, so like I said, my friend bought this for our studio. Hedgehog Historical's studio, and you know, honestly, I hadn't seen this. I think I may have seen this on the Warlord website, but never really paid it much attention. Mostly because I guess I didn't read the description. When you get walls, usually walls, you don't get very much of it, and it's expensive. If you really want to have, in my opinion, enough walls in a kit, you need a good 4 foot of walls, because if you think about it, on a 6x4 table, 4 foot of walls allows you to put walls, you know, you can actually surround a small building. You know, 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot, you know, you can do that. Or even put in a corner, 1 foot by 3 foot corner with, you know, fenced in farmland, you know, that you need at least 4 feet, I feel. So, when he showed me this, and I looked, you know, at the back, I said, you know, okay, that looks pretty good. Then I saw it contains 54 inches of walls. Well, okay, I think we're on to something. So, I got excited. I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a product review video because, you know what? I never looked at this. I never considered it. Let's just take a look and see what we got. So, you know, the kit comes with, looks like 2 sprues. And I don't know if they're identical or not. Yes, I think they are. Yes, they're identical sprues, and that's entirely fine. So let's take a quick look. There are no bases, so just the wall. You'll have to actually cut these little gates off at the bottom. You can see there's a gate. I'll go ahead and remove this one whole piece. You can just break it off. You know, definitely use a clipper and knife to clean it off. But that's not that bad. Let me go ahead and clean off this, and then we'll go ahead and see how this compares to some infantry models. Alright, so there, cleaned it off. Because of the way it's built, there's these little rubble areas. It's got a wider footprint than I thought it would. So it's not too bad, but you know, it's harder to knock down where the rubble is. It's easier to knock down the other direction, though. You know, still not bad. But what's interesting is the way they actually join the ends together. So you can put them together end on end to extend the length, or at a 90-degree angle, and now it stands up without any difficulty whatsoever. I'm not sure, this is actually the bottom here. There. So, one part's flat, and then the top part's actually rounded. So, you can kind of tell which is which. Okay. So, all in all, pretty good. Now, let's take a look at size. This is kind of important because size, size matters, okay? When you're dealing with a wall, it doesn't look right. So here's a Perry miniature, and I'm going to actually use this end here. Perry, Warlord, that's the Polish anti-tank rifleman, and this is a Cromlech model. All of these are 28mm. All of them kind of do look nice behind this. Let's go ahead and bring the camera down to look at, you know, what do they look like from here. See, they cover up more than half easily, and so they do look appropriate. I'm not certain if these were meant to be 1/72 scale walls or 1/58 or 56. It doesn't really matter. They do look nice scale-wise, and I think that's actually very important. Now, when you compare this to, you know, the height to vehicles, you know, you got to think about the different vehicles. I like personally to have walls that are tall enough to give cover to a Panzer IV, but not tall enough to give cover to a Sherman, because one of the disadvantages of a Sherman was it was so high. So let's go ahead and put, there is the SDFKZ 7, well actually it's 11, model up in 11. Let's go ahead and put the walls, stack them. You can see it covers, it completely covers, you know, the full side. So that means this is covering half the height of the vehicle. So this would get hard cover. Here's a Panzer IV. Same thing here. And because the Panzer IV is actually a little bit shorter than the multi-year, it is definitely covering more than 50% of the vehicle. And so, yes, so the Panzer IV, a Stug would all get cover from these walls. So I think these walls are pretty good height. And for reference, the wall is 3/4 inch tall. So I think it's perfect because a Sherman is more than 1.5 inches tall. So it's perfect that these walls won't give Sherman a cover, but they will give a Panzer IV and a Stug cover. I like that. And again, there's 54 inches. There's two sections that are a gate, and if you look at the way the gates are built, you've got one end of the gate here fits into this end, and the other end of the gate fits into the other end. So you can have a nice little gate right there, and you know, you can just assume that you can pass through that without, so it's not an obstacle. You could even damage that up, make it look like a wrecked gate if you wanted to, especially if you have one of them that where, you know, it's near these banged up gate, sections of wall. Because on the sprue, you've got one clean wall, long wall, a clean short wall. This is a short clean wall, and then one long beat up wall, a really short beat up section, a couple short sections here that are beat up. So you get a lot of variety. And again, that, oh, and there's this end piece too. So that's the end cap. So that would actually fit over the end like this. The end at the very end of the fence. So I think with 54 inches, you can make yourself a pretty nice farm area, a lot of cover then. You could even wall around three sides in the one deployment zone or the other, and get yourself a really nice little farmhouse with a wall around it. And be some challenging terrain. Matter of fact, if you look at the picture on the cover, you know, there's the Stug. They've got a, you know, a couple like little pens, if you will, and there's the half track. I think that's a, I don't know if it's 250. That's probably 251. But anyway, looks really. You can actually make a pretty nice combination of walls, a couple pens, whether it's farm fields or gardens. You know, which would be great. Gardens around some of the buildings or in the back of buildings. There could be livestock pens. I mean, the combinations or uses are endless. And if you keep them so that you don't glue them together, you can mix and match and design any style you want. So I guess this is actually a pretty good deal, considering you're getting 54 inches of wall. That's actually pretty good. So let's talk about, you know, price here. All right. Well, currently this 54 inches runs for $27. That's like 50 cents to an inch. That's, I guess that's really fair. You look at some foreground. I got the foreground terrain, and that was more expensive, but you didn't get nearly as much. And the way you build the foreground walls, they kind of don't come into nice corners like this. There, my opinion. Again, this is all my review, my opinion. Take it for what it's worth to you guys. I think this is probably definitely worth it. $27 for over 4 feet, 4.5 feet, if you will, of fences. I think is probably very, very worth it, considering how much hard cover you'll get. This could be two 2.5 foot or 2.25 foot areas on the table with hard cover on both sides. I think there's plenty. Get 2 of these kits, and you've got a lot of walls on your table. That's pretty good. So we're definitely going to paint these up, and we're going to start using them in some of our battle reports. So, well, that's kind of the I guess maybe I'm being cheap today. 27 seems to be expensive, but really, you know, the Battlefield accessory was a little bit cheaper. $27 isn't that bad, especially considering you're getting over 4 foot of walls, which is what I personally think you need a minimum in a kit. And a lot of companies don't give you even close to 4 foot of walls, let alone more like this one. So, all right, I hope this is kind of helpful, revealing. It's another kit from Warlord that you can actually use. I do not have any affiliation with Warlord, so please don't. I mean, they don't even know I'm doing this video, so it's my opinion. And this is a particular kit I do like. So, all right. Well, anyway, hope that was helpful. Share, like, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.